Hey guys, Derek here. Welcome back to the channel, or welcome for the first time. If you are new, we are starting a new show on the channel today, and that is Severance. This show, as I speak, is currently airing Season 2. I don't know how many episodes into Season 2 they are, but I have only heard good things about this show. It's apparently incredible, a little weird, a little funky, kind of mind-bendy, I've heard, makes you think a little bit. I've had it suggested plenty of times in the past, and I've just never had time to watch it. But now that I have finished Silo Season 2, I figured why not jump into Severance? You know, it looks dope, and it's apparently really, really good. I don't really know anything about the show. I've just heard the term innies and outies a lot. You know, there's like, I don't know if it's like split personality or like clones or whatever it is, but there's like different versions of people that like are in the show. I don't even know like how it comes into play, but I'm excited to find out. So before we jump into this, if you end up enjoying my reaction, please leave a like on the video. It means a lot to me, helps my videos get seen more in the algorithm. If you're new here, hit subscribe, ring the bell so you're notified when I upload, especially if you want to see me watch more of Severance, because I plan on going through the whole thing. And then if you're interested in seeing full uncuts for anything I watch on the channel, including this show, consider checking out my Patreon. That is linked in the description down below. You just sync up your own copy of the show and you can watch along with me. Since this is the first episode of a new show or a new season, that uncut is going to be completely free and public for anyone to check out. And if you find that that's something you're interested in going forward, then your support would mean the world. But other than that, let's jump into episode 1 of Severance.
Who are you?
I'm Derek.
Who are you?
I said I'm Derek.
I'm sorry, I got ahead of myself. Hi there. You on the table? I wonder if you'd mind taking a brief survey.
Why is she on the table?
I know you're sleepy, but I just bet it'll make you feel right as rain.
Who's speaking? Hey! Open the door!
I think you have to answer the questions first.
Shall we begin with question 1?
I'm not taking your survey.
That is question 1.
Shall we begin with question 1?
Hey! Open the door! Hey! Let me out!
Have we considered question 1?
Hey,
Hello.
5 questions.
5 questions.
What do I get at the end?
$10 billion.
Depends on your answers. Who are you?
That's the first question.
First name will do.
Do you not know who you are?
It's okay. If you can't answer the question, feel free to say unknown.
What is this?
Okay, unknown. Please name any U.S. state or territory.
Fuck,
First that comes to mind.
Minnesota.
I don't know. Delaware. What is this?
Delaware. Question 4. What is Mr. Egan's favorite breakfast?
That one makes no sense.
Right? Question 5, and as a reminder, this is the final question. To the best of your memory, what is or was the color of your mother's eyes?
Green.
Okay, what's happening?
Unknown. So that's unknown, unknown, Delaware. Unknown. Unknown.
That's a perfect score.
Really? We aced it. Nice job. Why are we crying now? Ben, why are you crying? Okay.
Are you ready for Mr. Scout?
Mr. Scout?
Go ahead.
Okay. Who's that guy? My first thought went to Sigmund Freud. Don't know why. SVRD access.
See you this evening.
Yeah, see you soon.
Curiouser and curiouser. Okay. This place is like a maze. Why is the hallway so long? Jesus Christ. Why is the hallway 80 million miles long? I would get lost. I wonder how they filmed that, because surely they didn't build that whole ass hallway.
If you breathe on me, I'll rip your larynx out.
Wow, that went right to 10. I feel like ripping out my germ-ridden larynx would get you sicker than just me breathing on you.
Nah, endorphins.
Yeah, he's built different, so no.
Hi, kids. What's for dinner?
God damn it, Irv. We warned you.
About the greeting? You were kidding.
No, we sincerely hate it.
Okay.
No, Petey?
We think he's sick.
Oh, no. And Dylan's about to wrap Tumwater today.
Yeah, and if he doesn't see me finish, I might get passed over for Refiner of the Quarter and miss out on my goddamn waffle party.
Rumble.
There's a
rumble.
waffle party? That sounds dope.
To put in an honest day's work and not get a children's breakfast in return.
Oh, uh-oh. Irv's
Hey,
got claws
waffles
today.
are the best. Macro data refinement. What does that mean? What do you even do? It looked like they were just sorting numbers into a bucket.
Oh, you look awful. You look hungover. Have a seat.
He's like, thanks, man.
The board will be joining us remotely today.
Cool.
I mean, I've subbed for Petey before, so it shouldn't be that big a thing.
Petey is no longer with this company.
I'm sorry?
What? Why?
I said Petey is no longer with this company.
You get fired?
I'm sorry, Mark. You guys were one of my favorite office friendships.
I mean, there should have been some notice of this. What happened?
Hey,
We'd love
they
to tell
never
you,
tell you.
But unfortunately,
When a
non-disclosure
coworker
policy
gets
forbids.
fired, that's literally all they say. Is they're no longer here.
Mark S., at this time, I confer upon you the freedom to serve here in the advanced role of Macrodata Refinement Department Chief. Congratulations.
It's the same exact keycard. What's the point in switching it out?
Oh, a handshake is available upon request.
He requests it.
Thank you. May I have a handshake?
She didn't expect him to ask for it. It was a formality, Mark. Come on.
Oh, and thank you to the board as well.
The board won't be contributing to this meeting vocally.
They're just here for support. I mean, realistically, they probably aren't even there.
I just love seeing you all come in like this.
What?
Go on ahead when you're ready.
Why? That's so weird.
Who are you?
Okay, interesting.
Who's speaking?
That is not a question that's in the booklet.
Hey, open the door.
Mark,
I'd be just thrilled to chat once we've run the survey. Shall we begin with question 1?
Open the door!
she's not supposed to do that.
Hey!
That's a perfect score.
Am I livestock?
Yeah, probably.
I'm sorry?
Almost certainly.
Did you grow me as food and that's why I have no memories?
Do you think we grew a full human, gave you consciousness?
I don't know.
Did your nails?
I don't know. I don't know you.
No, you're not livestock. Good Lord.
He's like, let's think about this for a minute.
Your name is Helly. Helly R. Please.
Okay. Helly R.
Thank you for taking the welcome survey. I can sense that the questions made you feel afraid or disoriented.
Yeah.
The good news is
100% no
you're
doubt.
at an orientation.
That's super good news.
You see, you have been hired to a position on the severed floor of Lumen Industries.
The what floor?
That question's not in the booklet. Please ask only pre-approved questions.
Let's chat about something I bet you have heard of, the work-life balance. To start, imagine yourself as a seesaw. Ow! Fuck!
Let me out!
God. Can we just take a beat, please?
Just smoked him in the face. That's 2 times that she's asked to be let out, by the way, if you're keeping track.
Okay, my name's Mark. And, so a few years back, I woke up on this table. And, a disembodied voice asked me 19 times who I was. And when I realized I couldn't answer, I told that voice I would find him and kill him. I don't know why I said that. I was scared too.
Did you kill the voice?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
No.
With his bare hands.
No, that voice's name was Petey, and he became my best friend. Well, you see, life, like a seesaw,
Stop reading
out of
the
here.
script. That's 3 times.
Ask me again. You've asked twice to be let go. Ask one more time.
Mark,
Yeah.
I would like to leave the building now.
I understand you don't feel it's working out for you here at Lumen. While disappointed, I hate to keep you somewhere you're not happy. So let's get you out of here.
Well, bummer. Didn't work. Lead her down this maze that she will never successfully escape from.
You're not coming with me?
I'm not allowed to see.
Excuse me?
Well, once you leave, I just can't watch you leave.
Why?
Of course you can't.
You'd get too attached to that ass. Just kidding. Is he not allowed to know what's on the other side?
What the hell?
Are you not allowed to leave? Why? I'm confused.
Am I dead?
No.
This isn't like hell or something?
No.
It's just like a loop. You're not allowed to get out.
Well, you did leave just now. Out into the stairwell, at least. You left, but you came back.
I did not.
You did.
Evidently you did. You're still here.
Look, I do sympathize. I've wanted to pummel Mark myself, but I am his employer, and he is your department chief. So we'll both have to be strong. The good news is there's only one part left of your orientation, which Mark can't possibly derail.
Why is that?
Because it's a video.
Sick. Is this video going to explain what the frick is happening?
Welcome to Lumen, Helly.
Are you mad at me?
For the incompetence or the disobedience?
Both.
Yes! You know my mother was an atheist. She used to say that there was good news and bad news about hell. The good news is, hell is just the product of a morbid human imagination. The bad news is, whatever humans can imagine, they can usually create.
So this is hell?
My name is Helly R. I'm making this video roughly 2 hours before it will be shown to me. I have, of my own free accord, elected to undergo the procedure colloquially known as severance. I give consent for my perceptual chronologies to be surgically split, separating my memories between my work life and my personal life.
Oh, okay.
I acknowledge that henceforth my access to my memories will be spatially dictated. I will be unable to access outside recollections whilst on Lumen's severed basement floor, nor retain work memories upon my ascent. I am aware that this alteration is comprehensive and irreversible.
That's crazy.
Okay. Go ahead.
So you're like a slave now. You, as far as you are aware, like, you can't leave. You're just here, like, forever.
So I'll never leave here.
Basically, this is your life.
You'll leave at 5. Well, actually, they stagger our exit, so 5:15. But it won't feel like it, not to this version of you anyway.
Do I have a family?
You'll never know.
And I have no choice.
Yeah, you're a slave.
Well, every time you find yourself here, it's because you chose to come back.
At least the other version of you did. But like this version of you is working forever. Is there like a training video on how to do the job? Or do you just like sit there and figure it out?
Night.
Okay, so like as far as that outside persona is aware, you go in the elevator and then it just like opens right back up. I mean, that's a interesting way to describe work-life balance.
Slipped on an overhead projector slide and sustained a minor blow to the temple.
Oh, he didn't even realize. Here's a gift card.
Hey!
Sorry.
Maybe keep your eyes on the icy road.
Sorry.
Okay. So Lumen's a water company? What do they do? Do they control all the water?
Hey.
Hey.
Did you forget?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, shit.
That's okay. That's fine. Do you want to put on pants and I'll
I'm wearing pants.
meet with those are not pants.
So, if there's no dinner, how is it dinner?
Okay.
Like,
You actually owe me this.
do I?
Yep. You remember that time when we were kids and I was just generally a way better sibling than you?
Oh, it's your sister.
Also, I know we're nearing the anniversary, so I just thought maybe you'd want to be around people.
Anniversary of what?
There's our captive.
Hi, Rick.
Rickon, come on, it's Rickon. Ugh, you, sir, look
Like
at
Rickon
peace.
Stark? Kid that doesn't know how to serpentine?
Now, Mark, Rickon told Rebecca and me that you're a former history professor.
Yeah.
So I'm curious for your take on all of this. The food, v life of it.
What?
Well, I'm not sure. I taught mostly about World War I.
Yeah, I was like, what does that have to do with him?
I was just reading this think piece about the comparative levels of violence and warfare throughout history.
Oh, nerd alert.
War porn, I know.
I don't like this guy.
That the people actually called it the Great War. Apparently, it would have been a faux pas to have called it World War I.
Why the frick would they call it World War I? They weren't aware of a second World War.
No one would have called it
Dumbass.
World War I because World War II hadn't happened yet.
Of course.
That's absolutely
Duh.
That's so true.
Fucking moron. It's this pretentious sounding douchebag that doesn't actually know anything.
Mark is a Lumen man now.
Right? Really?
Yeah, about 2 years.
Do you design the medicines?
No.
I thought Lumen was more on the tech side of things.
They began in the 1800s.
Really?
Topical salves.
Are they like just a mega company? They're like Amazon or Apple?
Mark's work is sensitive enough as to require the severance procedure.
Touchy subject, apparently.
I mean, I wish I could do it.
Something tells
I
me you
just
don't.
always be thinking about, the other one.
Well, there is no other one. It's me. I do the job.
I just don't grasp the visceral element. What does it feel like?
He doesn't know, obviously.
Well, it's simple. One's memories are bifurcated, so when you're not at work, you have no recollection of what it is you do there. Did I get that right, Mark?
Well,
So you walk in at 9 a.m. and then suddenly it's 5 and you're leaving.
well, they stagger us a little.
They
So
And then, conversely, when you're at work.
They stagger?
So in effect, that version of you is trapped there.
well,
Yeah.
I mean, not
It like
trapped,
slavery.
what?
It's a cage.
no, I'm curious what were you gonna say, but not trapped, but what? What were you gonna say?
Do you ever feel bad for the other version of yourself?
You know where you fall in the congressional goings-on.
Okay, I think we may be missing the point here. The point is that Mark made a decision, and that decision was controversial. Ethically, socially, morally, scientifically.
All right, Rickon, shut up, dude.
I stand behind you without reservation.
I don't know if Mark stands behind himself. He was crying before he went to work.
Well, we're at the point where traditionally I would say something like, dig in. But I must say, I do think that the lack of food has allowed us to already do so on a much deeper level.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely. I was saying my friend in Lima hasn't had a food-based dinner even in...
Yeah, I would want food.
Because your
My friend
child
in
is
Lima
innocent of
hasn't eaten food in
atrocities,
16
so-
years. Who cares?
I'm proud of you for taking that job. I really am. And I think she would have been too. I know she would have been. I just feel like forgetting about her for 8 hours a day isn't the same thing as healing.
Interesting. Did she die? Did he have a spouse that died?
You want to crash here since you're already here?
No.
I'm making all the bed sheets myself, so I won't finish with the big one for some time.
Thanks. I still don't quite get the 3 beds.
Oh, Rickon's colleague told us that switching out the beds as the child grows can wound that child.
Irreparably. But if you
That
provide said
is
child
strange.
with all of its beds upon birth, you allow it to progress across the room at its own rate. Got it.
I hate these people. I hate them so much. Why are you touching his feet?
I think people really enjoyed you tonight, Mark.
Good.
Rickon, you're a weirdo.
You ready, baby?
Yeah. Let's go. Sweet dreams.
Mark's sister, why are you...
Good night, my lord.
Why do you spend time with these people? There's a person out there. Why is there a person out there? Is this a scary show, too? Who the nut is... Who you is, brother? Was that Petey? Petey's watching you.
How long you been up?
Oh, wow.
Literally all night, there was someone outside watching him.
Businessman in the yard last night.
A businessman.
Yeah.
Entry level or management?
Serious. He looked at me weird, like he knew me.
Oh, did the prowler invading my home make you feel seen?
Literally.
Speaking of which, you still smell like a distillery.
I'm sorry, I just had to drown out the memory of Mom and Dad switching out my beds when we were kids.
Oh, you've been
Got
sitting
him.
on that one.
Got him. It's because your husband's a freaking weirdo.
Recycling was last night, Mrs. Selvig. Tonight's garbage, and you keep putting your bin on my side. So, you know, I actually can't talk right now. I'm out at dinner. But no, by myself. Pips Bar and Grill.
She's gonna come find you.
Excuse me.
Hang up. Quickly.
This has got to be Petey.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Slovig. They've cooked the food and it's here.
Hi, kids. What's for dinner? Sorry, you don't get that reference.
Are you following me?
He's your best friend in the goddamn
Voice is
world.
different here. Worse.
Okay, who the fuck are you?
Petey.
That is Petey. I'm
My
a
name's
genius.
Petey. I'm from work.
Well, that's not plausible. Everyone in my department is...
Severed. Severed. I was.
Are you inside Petey or outside
Okay,
Petey?
well, severance is pretty permanent.
Yeah. Bypassing the implant wasn't easy. I had help.
Uh-huh.
That is strange.
So...
Why are you still in a suit and
unhappy
tie?
at work, and instead of lodging a complaint, you...
No. I tried that first. So did you.
Okay. So... You've unsevered, and now you... Do I think they're after you or something?
They are.
Yeah. Nothing down there is what they say. If something happens to me, the things I know need to stay known.
Okay. What do you
prefer
know?
it be by a friend.
So, we're friends?
Best
I'm your
friends.
best friend.
Hell yeah, dude.
You're my very good friend.
You have a better friend? What the hell, dude? How does it feel to be in second place, Mark?
Mark, sorry
Okay.
about the card. I had to grab something and I know it's not appropriate. Though I'm sure you'd be a really fucking awesome niece.
Okay.
I used to think it would take a monster to put someone in a place like that office. Especially if the person was himself.
Yeah.
But we're not monsters, Mark.
Ethically, it's
Not real ones.
murky.
There's an address on the back of this card. Go alone, and you'll find the beginning of a very long answer.
Mark, is that you?
Oh, hi, Mrs. Selvig.
Will you color me embarrassed for the mix-up with the bins?
Oh, no, it's no problem.
How was dinner?
Fine. Just, you know, tired.
You know my mother was a Catholic. She used to say it takes
you his
the
boss?
saints 8 hours to bless a sleeping
Sounds like you.
child.
Good night, Mrs. Selvig.
Mark,
It is
you're
her.
good people.
Are you severed as well, or is the management like? Are you a whole ass person? Okay, I think you're a whole person. Oh damn! Directed by Ben Stiller. Interesting. Okay, episode 1 of Severance in the books. Very interesting. I'm curious. Obviously, there's a bigger mystery going on of like what this company is truly about. But like, if it's like a big mega corporation, like presumably they're doing bad things. Obviously. I mean, even in real life, like regular mega corporations kind of get up to some nefarious things, and they don't always do things ethically, right? And I would say, you know, billionaires are bad. You know, there's probably a billionaire that owns this company, probably a trillionaire at some point. And they do bad things in real life. So in fictional world, I imagine they do worse things. But the concept of this is so interesting. Like, it's very, very curious. Like, I understand why in this show there's like a debate about like what is the right thing. Like, is this morally good or bad? Because on the surface, like, I can understand why someone would do it. Like, why you would go become severed, because like, hey, everyone hates going to work. Well, not everyone. I'm sure there's a lot of people that enjoy what they do. But there's a lot of people that like hate going to work. That would be very tempting to sever yourself, because then you never have to experience work. You only experience life, if that makes sense. Like, you only experience outside of work. But I feel like that's also so interesting, because like, yeah, you make friends at work. Like, obviously he's made friends. He made a friend at work. Like, there's elements of that are fun. Like, I enjoy my coworkers for the most part. I just don't like the actual work. So yeah, that I can understand why someone would do it, but like, that it does really bring up some like ethically ambiguous questions. Like, the person, like the version of you that's in there is essentially a slave. Like, you can't do anything about it. Like, if the outside version of you doesn't quit, like, you're in there forever. Like, your entire existence is that spot. And then I mean, I guess technically if the outside version of you quits, you cease to exist. Like, you die essentially. That's, oh my god, that's trippy. And I have to imagine over time the personalities of the that's where the term comes from, innie and outie. I have to imagine the personalities become drastically different individuals. So then at that point, it's not really, it's like not really you that's in there. Like, he said at the dinner, he's like, it's just me. But is it really? Like, it's not really you. It's two distinctly different people. And you have to like come to terms with that morally, that you're fine making this other version of you a slave for their entire existence. Like, that version of you is just a slave to this mega corporation, and they don't get to like do anything about it. And you're like always being watched. Like, his neighbor is his boss, and I think his neighbor is like a real, like, fully formed person. I don't know if she's split, but I don't know. That's very curious. And then if you like try and escape or try and like get back those, like, you can't even get back those memories. This is like taking like the concept of an NDA and like extrapolating that like times a billion. Right? Like, there's plenty of jobs, I imagine, where you're not allowed to tell people what you do. And they enforce that with like probably an ironclad NDA, where it's like, hey, you tell someone you're going to jail, you're losing everything, you know, yada yada yada, we're going to sue you into the ground type thing. And I imagine those are enforced pretty strictly, right? This is like taking that times a trillion. Like, you literally can't tell anyone what you know, because it's severed. It's severed from your memory, except for Petey. Petey found a way. I don't know how he found a way. Well, I mean, if this is like a morally debatable topic amongst like the populace of this country, I imagine there's underground people that are like, hey, I don't like what that company's doing. I'm going to fight against it. And they maybe contact people that work there, or they do something and they like help them bypass it, like the Petey said. I don't know. That's so strange. Yeah. Like, I'm already trying to think of like all the ins and outs of like how this would actually work. Like as a real company. Like I'm like world building already. Trying to figure out like what is happening and how the populace would actually interact with it. It's so curious. Also, I don't even know like what they're doing. Like what is they're like macro data something, and they're literally like just clicking through numbers and like putting those numbers in a box. They're playing like Minesweeper, but like once they destroy a section of the map, they put it in a box. I don't know. That's very weird. And their like introduction process is super frightening. Like you didn't exist. Like you didn't exist, and then you were just born onto this table. and you have to be like introduced. Like that's gotta be like so daunting and scary, and also like you have to very quickly like resign yourself to the fact that you're a slave. Like you wake up for the first time. Like you're born a fully fledged individual. It will, except for any memories. Like you're just a fully conscious adult, and you're freaking out. And then you get shown a video being like, "Hey, this is the other version of me. I fully accept that I'm a slave." Except that person isn't a slave now. This person is. It's like and you just have to accept that. Like you have to just be like willing. Like, yeah, I'll do the job. I imagine if you continue, like, I have to imagine there's people that are like, nah, fuck that. like, is there has there been any that is like, this sounds like it sucks, so no? Like, does the Audi version just get fired then? Like, what happens? Like, or do they understand? Does the any version understand, like, if I cause too much of a ruckus and the outside version of me gets fired, that is functionally me dying? That's, brother, that is it. I don't even know, Chief. That's, how do you come to terms with that? Like, that's crazy. Oh man. As an Audi, how do you like live with yourself knowing you condemned someone to eternal slavery? Like, that is crazy. Oh my God, that is wild. I don't even know. One thing I do know is that I freaking hate Mark's sister's. I mean, she's fine. Mark's sister is fine, but every other person that was at that dinner, like, they suck. Like, all of them suck. Her husband, with the like, hey, we're gonna put all of the children's beds in this room so that they never have to go through the trauma of changing beds. Like, what do you mean? That's not a thing. Like, there's not a situation, like, that's not how it works. First of all, like, parents aren't just like unilaterally like, hey, we're taking your bed and you're getting a new one whether you like it or not. Like, that's not how it works. Typically, it's a kid. Like it's comes from the kid. The kid is like, hey, I want a big boy bed now. I would say probably 90% of the time, it comes from the kid's desire to have a bigger bed. Like, they want to be a big boy or a big girl. It's like never a situation where the parents are like, hey, we're taking this bed, we're robbing this bed from you, and it is gonna cause developmental trauma because we're doing it. Like, it's the concept of that is so stupid. I hate that guy. And then all his friends that they hang around with are so pretentious and fake and just gigantic losers. The one dude that was like, can you imagine? They didn't actually call it World War I. They called it the Great War. Ha 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 ha. And Mark's like, yeah, obviously, you fucking idiot. Like, why would they call it World War I, World War II didn't exist. Isn't that like in Junie Jones or whatever? Like, or what was that? Is that I think that's Junie Jones. The like little girl detective, isn't it? Right? Is that Junie Jones? I feel like that was a clue or something in Junie B. Jones, where there was like a sword from World War I. That was like, I haven't even read this, but like I'm just conjuring it from my memory. Where she was like, there was like a debate about whether or not this sword was authentic, and they're like, "Is this a real World War I sword?" And she was like, "Well, no, it's not a real World War I sword, because if it was a real World War I sword, it would have said the Great War. It wouldn't have said World War I." So like, because they didn't know that there was gonna be a second one, you know. So the fact that he like so casually just came back with that, and the guy was like, "Oh yes, well, oh of course," and it's like, shut up. Like I hate the way that guy talked. Like, it just pissed me off. And then the fact that they're like not eating food at this dinner, and he's like, "My friend in Lima hasn't had a food-based gathering in years." It's like, cool. Can I kill your friend in Lima? Like, what is happening? Like, I hate everything you're about. Like, just pissing me off. But yeah, I don't know. This first episode was really, really good. I'm actually really curious and invested about like what else is going to be going on. Really cool that it was directed by Ben Stiller. Like, Ben Stiller's typically, I feel like, not known for like dramatic things or like non-comedy things. I mean, he's been in non-comedies in general, but he's like most well known for his comedic roles. So it's just kind of like interesting to see like this is like was directed by him, and I think he's like the producer or like the main person behind the show. I wonder like how much creative input he had on like the world and the concept of the show in general. Like, it's just not something I entirely expected to come from Ben Stiller. But, you know, it is what it is. But yeah, I'm super excited to see more of it. I really enjoyed episode 1. I'm like totally hooked. But I think that's all I have to say. Definitely let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. I'm very curious to see how you guys feel. How did you feel after episode 1? Leave all that down below. Otherwise, if you enjoyed my reaction, please leave a like on the video. It means a lot to me. If you're new here, hit subscribe, ring the bell so you're notified when I upload. And then if you want to see the full uncut version of this reaction, consider checking out my Patreon. That is linked in the description down below. You just sync up your own copy of the show and you can watch along with me. Since this is the first episode of a new show or a new season, that uncut is going to be completely free and public for anyone to check out. And if you find that that's something you're interested in going forward, then your support would mean the world. But other than that, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.